we're going to take a deeper look at roles and try and understand what IAM policies are. Understanding the roles. When an identity calls a Google Cloud Platform API, Cloud Identity and Access Management requires that the identity has the appropriate permissions to use that resource. You can grant permissions by granting roles to a user, a group, or a service account. As previously discussed, there are three types of roles in Cloud IAM. Predefined roles including owner, editor, and viewer that existed prior to the introduction of Cloud IAM. Predefined roles which provide granular access for a specific service and are managed by GCP. And then there are custom roles which provide granular access according to a user-specified list of permissions. To determine if one or more permissions are included in a primitive, predefined, or custom role, you can use one of the following methods: the gcloud IAM roles describe command, or the roles.get API. There are three roles that existed prior to the introduction of Cloud IAM: owner, editor, and viewer. These roles are concentric, that is, the owner role includes the permissions in the editor role, and the editor roles includes the permissions in the viewer role. The table on the right-hand side gives a summary of the permissions that the primitive roles include across all GCP services. In addition to the primitive roles, IAM provides additional predefined roles that give granular access to specific Google Cloud Platform resources and prevent unwanted access to other resources. Predefined roles are created and maintained by Google. Their permissions are automatically updated as necessary, such as when new features or services are added to GCP. A particular role can be granted to this resource type, or in most cases, any type above it in the GCP hierarchy. You can grant multiple roles for the same user. For example, the same user can have network admin and log viewer roles on the same project, and also have a publisher role for a pub subtopic within that project. A few of the predefined roles are Android management roles, App Engine roles, AutoML roles, BigQuery roles, billing roles, storage roles, and cloud asset roles. For a full list, please sure to check out this link. In addition to predefined roles, Cloud IAM roles provide the ability to create customized Cloud IAM roles. You can create a custom Cloud IAM role with one or more permissions, and then grant that custom role to users who are part of your organization. Custom roles are user-defined and allow you to bundle one or more supported permissions to meet your specific needs. Custom roles are not maintained by Google. When new permissions, features, or services are added to GCP, your custom roles will not be updated automatically. You can create custom roles at an organization and at a project level. However, you cannot create a custom role at the folder level. You create a custom role by combining one or more of the available IAM permissions. Permissions allow users to perform specific actions on GCP resources. In the Cloud IAM world, permissions are represented in the form of service, resource, verb. Let's take a look at IAM policies. You can grant roles to users by creating a Cloud IAM policy, which is a collection of statements that define who has what type of access. A policy is attached to a resource and is used to enforce access control whenever that resource is accessed. Cloud IAM provides a set of methods that you can use to create and manage access control policies on GCP resources. These methods are exposed by services that support Cloud IAM. For example, the Cloud IAM methods are exposed by Resource Manager, the Cloud PubSub, and the Genomics API, just to name a few. The Cloud IAM methods are Set IAM Policy, which allows you to set policies on your resources, Get IAM Policy, which allows you to get a policy that was previously set, and Test IAM Permissions, which allows you to test whether the caller has the specified permissions for a resource. GCP resources are organized hierarchically, where the organization node is the root node in the hierarchy, and the projects are the children of that organization. and the other resources are the descendants of that project. Each resource has exactly one parent. See the Resource Manager resource hierarchy topic for more information. You can set Cloud IAM policies at any level in the resource hierarchy: the organization level, the folder level, the project level, or the resource level. Resources inherit the policies of their parent resources. If you set a policy at the organization level, it is automatically inherited by all the children in that project. And if you set a policy at the project level, it's inherited by all its child resources. The effective policy for a resource is the union of the policy set at the resource level and the policy inherited from higher up in the hierarchy. This policy inheritance is transitive. In other words, resources inherit policies from the project, which inherits policies from the folders, which inherit policies from the organization. Therefore, the organization level policies are also applied at the resource level. The Cloud IAM policy hierarchy follows the same path as the GCP resource hierarchy. If you change the resource hierarchy, the policy hierarchy changes as well. For example, moving a project into an organization will update the project's Cloud IAM policies to inherit from that organization's Cloud IAM policies. Child policies cannot restrict access granted by a higher level. For example, if you grant the editor role to a user for a project, and grant the viewer role to the same user for a child resource, then the user still has the editor role granted for the child resource.